Welcome to another segment of the Left Side of the Brain channel. Do us a favor, go ahead and hit that likes button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into today's topic. On this channel, we have discussed a plethora of subject matter. We have talked about the HPB. We have talked about the HPB system. So it's only justice to expound upon what is a united soul. We have touched on it briefly, but we never had the chance to go into it in full detail. And I think it's very important that we do so. If we are to fully understand our position in this world, we must understand where we stand as united souls. We have a great understanding of the HPB, what they represent, who they represent, and why they operate and do the things that they do. I think we have a pretty good grip on the HPB. But when it comes to the united soul, I thought I should do a video on it so we don't have any confusion about what is a united soul. First and foremost, a united soul is opposite of an HPB. So let's get that down. A united soul is opposite of a human prison bar. Now let's go into what are some of the differences of a HPB versus a united soul. Number one, a HPB operates strictly based upon programming that they themselves can't operate beyond. Meaning, the HPB does not have a will to do anything other than what it is capable of doing. The HPB can do no good in the sense of freeing the united soul from his or her imprisonment. The HPB operates strictly on a program to keep the united souls in prison. Now, let's talk about the united souls in that regard. The united soul has the ability to make choices. The united souls has the ability to do right or wrong. The united soul has the capability to escape from the human prison bar system, which the HPB cannot do. As we have explained previously, the HPB represents the bars and the bricks that make up the actual HPB prison compound unit that houses us, the united souls. So think of it this way. Think of an actual prison. The HPB represents the bars and the bricks and the cement that holds that prison together. Okay? The united soul, he represents the inmate inside of the prison. That's right, you listening, you are the inmate inside of this HPB system. And as an inmate, a united soul, you have the ability to either allow them to put you in further imprisonment, or you can take heed to the truth. What we say is the right understanding to heaven, to free yourself from the captivity of this human prison bar system. The soul individual also has the ability to gain insights, which the HPB doesn't. The HPB does not have that ability to gain insights. As stated, the HPB can only do what they are operated to perform. They can't go beyond their task. Just like a prison guard inside of a maximum security prison. Only thing they can do is their job detail. Okay? Now, the HPB does not have to try to be accepted. He is already accepted by virtue of being a HPB. The United Soul, on the other hand, you are the one who can be rejected. And a lot of times you don't even know that you are a part of the United Souls until you experience heartache after heartache, pain after pain, suffering after suffering, trying to fit in, until finally one day you come to the realization that this life was not meant for you. Sometimes it takes the United Soul to learn the hard way. But either way, that lesson, eventually it will be learned. The HPB, on the other hand, they create an illusion that life is cotton candy and candy apples. They'll have you believe that life on the inside is so good. It's the best thing since water itself. That's what they'll have you believe. Until they let you in and you realize that in the HPB system of acceptance, you are constantly having to sacrifice who you are, whether that be by sacrificing yourself to be in a relationship, whether that's by sacrificing yourself to move up in the job world. However it may be, that's what the HPB system will teach you. That it's not a one-time deal with the HPB system. You have to give an arm, right? Then you got to give your other arm. Then you got to give your leg. Then you got to give your other leg. And finally, they decapitate you and separate the head from the rest of the body. That's when they have your brain and they holding it up. They holding your skull up to the sky as another victim to their system. Okay? Another difference between the HPB and the United Soul is this. The United Soul has the ability to decipher between good and evil. The HPB does not have that ability. That's why when you're around HPBs, you may bring up a certain subject matter. Let's say a moral issue of the day, like homosexuality and the LGBT movement. You see, the HPB, they have no conscience to fight against what is wrong. They don't have a conscience that goes against evil. So the HPB will accept anything. It's in their makeup, it's in their design to go against everything that is natural. That's right. You will find that the HPB promotes anything that goes against freedom and healthy living on all stages. Whereas the United Soul, he has the ability to feel guilt for his wrongdoings and actions. The HPB does not have a guilty conscience about anything. though they may smile in your face, is not genuine. Their handshakes are not genuine. Everything the HPB does is disingenuous. You have to know this. Whereas the United Soul has the ability to be convicted by his own consciousness. He is tried by his own consciousness. Okay? Which brings to mind a comment that a subscriber left. They was asking me about whether or not does the individual with a soul, are their actions predestined beforehand? And to respond to that question, because I told the subscriber that I would say yes. Yes, because one of the gifts of the United Soul is this. We are given forewarnings about every situation that we get ourselves into. We have a built-in GPS system inside of us. That's one of the extras that comes along with having a soul. You have that GPS navigation inside of you that lets you know that danger is present, that allows you to predetermine the outcome of a situation even before you get yourself into that situation. So I would say yes to that question. Whereas the HPB, no matter what they do, it doesn't matter, because they have already been fated. And what I mean by that is their fate is already sealed. They don't go beyond this earthly life that we live. The HPB is here to stay. But the United Soul, you don't have to keep returning as an inmate into this HPB system. Again, you have the ability to ascend from beyond this prison unit, but nothing is going to force you to do it. The power is in you to make that decision, because the United Soul has the freedom of choice and willpower that is bestowed upon us by the Creator of the heavens and the earth. So he doesn't go against our desire. It's up to you as the United Soul concerning which path you will take. You can take the wrong path, or you can take the right path. The choice is yours. But with the HPB, he is never going to lead you to make the right decision. The HPB will smile in your face. Had some people coming down the steps, so excuse me, people. Little interruption. But the HPB will never lead you to the right path. They will always lead you to do the wrong thing. That's their job. You can't get emotional about it. You can't get upset about it. You can't get angry about it. It is what it is. And as a United Soul, your obligation is to understand these things. And the more you understand, less worry you will have, less disappointments you will have, because you will already know. just follow that GPS system inside of you. You know, I once did some substitute teaching, and I had a chance to speak to the kids. And what I told them was this: every man and woman has an ant voice inside of them. And that ant voice is that small little voice that's inside of you. It tells you exactly what it is that you should be doing. That's what every united soul possesses inside of him or her. You have that ant voice inside of you, which will never lead you wrong. And you may turn a deaf ear to it. You may tell it to keep quiet. But nevertheless, it warned you. So, as united souls, we are without excuse. We don't have an excuse in this thing. To whom much is given, much is required as a united soul. Also, as a united soul, it is your duty to make sure that you stay on top of things. You have to keep yourself invested with wisdom and knowledge. Even by watching this video right now, you have to keep yourself healthy and inspired. Because the HPB world is not a world that inspires you to elevate spiritually. On the contrary, it is designed to make you more and more physical and material and non-spiritual. They scoff at the idea of the existence of an HPB system. They'll have you believe it doesn't exist, because they are not here as eye openers. They are here as shutters on a window that don't allow the light to shine through. That's their job and that's their position. So don't expect truth from HPBs. Don't expect enlightenment from HPBs. Don't expect to be inspired by the HPB, because your search will be in vain. So just setting some things straight. Hope you got some out of it. This is Left Side of the Brain, just breaking down the differences between the United Souls and the HPB. And also, a number one rule in the United Soul Kingdom: once you have gained this wisdom, you don't have kids. You realize that it is a pointless endeavor to have children. Bringing your DNA back into this hell facility called the HPB system. Once you get to this level, like a Left Side of the Brain is on, you won't even be thinking about bringing a soul into this world, because you would have graduated beyond the expectations of this HPB world that we live in. They tell you to have kids and get married and aim for a career and do all of this and that, because they don't want you to know the reality of it. I'm not telling you not to be successful, but the number one success is discovering the right understanding to heaven, which is the truth. It's no more success than that. But the HPB, they don't value that. They don't want you to know what real success is. So that's where this channel comes in, to fill that void. And I guess that concludes this video. Thanks for watching. Again, like always, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, You can support the channel by going to patreon.com/left side of the brain. We also have an Instagram. You can add us on Instagram at left side of the brain 2. I do receive inbox messages, so I don't mind chatting with Jaguars. Also, leave comments in the comment section of this video. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. And if you want to add anything to the differences between United Soul and HPB, you want to expound on some things that we spoke about in this video, feel free to do so. Until we meet again, this is Left Side of the Brain, signing out.